Welcome everyone, my name is Musaki from the Chaldea Gurus, aka the Gacha Gurus, and we've got an awesome update for those of you who play Honkai Star Rail. Since the release of 3.0, Honkai Star Rail has been under a lot of scrutiny, from the very drawn-on conversation about power creep to the storytelling that is very much getting on people's nerves. People are not very happy with the direction that Honkai Star Rail is going. But good news to you! The devs listened.
We promise, we deliver. We promise, we...
Or did they? Let's jump into it. Now last night they went ahead and updated everyone that they are responding directly to the surveys that was sent out with 3.0's release. And it's quite a bit that they're responding with. Following the launch of version 3.0, the Express crew has received an array of feedback from the Trailblazers during the exploration of the new world. Some of this feedback concerns issues with Trailblazers' experience with the story and exploration. So they'll be making adjustments and optimizations to address these issues with the aim of bringing Trailblazers a smoother journey. So that is really good. I'm very happy to hear that, but let's see exactly what they're gonna do about the issue. So went ahead here, they are talking about the storytelling. Wow, going right into it. They received feedback from the Trailblazers that their Amphoria's main story contains excessive lore exposition and too much reading, resulting in feelings of fatigue and tedium. You got that right, but it wasn't just Amphoria's. So it said in response to this feedback, we will address the root of the issue by reducing design-related explanations in the story. In upcoming versions, Trailblazers will have the option of skipping this content so that they may experience the main story in a more relaxed manner. Now, before we get excited, they're not adding a skip button. They said it's a way to skip past these certain features in gameplay. They actually give an example about it. Whereas right here, they actually allow you to skip past a certain dialogue to actually continue forward. So normally this will be where Finon talks about something about Amphorius, and then you can choose to actually skip ahead, or you can choose to learn more about Amphorius if you want. Not a bad change. Not a bad change. But then we also have going down. But then we also have the options where you had a choice between 3 different things that you could do, but none of them actually did anything. They actually give you an option straight from the get-go that you just skip right past that. I think that's not bad. I do hope they do more. But that's not all. They did address another thing. If you look at the bottom, it says, at the same time, we will also look to arrange and present missions in a more reasonable manner and reduce tedious narrative experiences like the black screen with white text. They're talking about it. A lot of people have been mentioning that, not only on social media, but definitely sounds like that survey as well. I know I did when I turned in my survey, so hopefully when you get these surveys, you're actually filling them out and you're being really truthful about how you feel about the game, because now this is the result when you're speaking truthfully to a developer who cares about what their players think. The hope is that they're not just reducing it and just having the character stand around. The hope is they have them actually move around and be more cinematic. I mean, just playing even Wuthering Waves 1.1, and I'm very surprised of how cinematic and engaging these basic cutscenes are. And they can do that. They have the means to do it. They've done it for Zenless Zone Zero. So I know they can do it for Honkai Star Rail if they really want it. But as all, they're also addressing issues with the main story in terms of their puzzling solving issue. So they're gonna go ahead and optimize the main story, puzzling solving designs, and provide simpler and more direct solutions for some puzzles. My main issue with the puzzles when they come to 3.0 wasn't the fact that they were there, it was just the presentation of when they come up. We have a very awesome moment, maybe a badass moment with a very powerful warrior standing up against their former god, and then right after that, oh, we gotta do a puzzle. And it kind of takes me out of the moment, it kind of slows things down. But thankfully, they actually addressed that. At the same time, we will optimize the lengthy and complex map pathing for the main storyline's exploration. The overly concentrated enemy placements in certain areas will be reduced to prevent enemies from frequently interrupting map exploration and puzzle solving. This aims to enhance Trailblazers' experience throughout the main story. So as you see, they're literally taking out those 2 members there. They're clearing this hallway completely of enemies. And it's not that it's a bad thing that they're enemies, it's just there was a lot of enemies here. They're not hard. They're pretty easy to take out, but it definitely slows some things down quite a bit. It looks like they will be continuing to fine polish these ideas, but don't expect any major updates until 3.2, which makes sense with game development. They pretty much are done with 3.1. There's nothing they can really do to add to it, but 3.2, they can definitely do something about it. So look forward to later this year our answers being responded, maybe somewhere around May time. But the major news that everyone is talking about, and the reason why you probably clicked on this video, is for the part at the bottom right here. And 4 years is a year-long journey, and these story and puzzle optimizations are just the beginning. The Express crew will continue to optimize content, and they'll be excited to bring even more, better, and bigger journey experiences. To name some examples, we'll be adding richer combat gameplay and challenge goals to the game. In addition, issues close to the Trailblazers' hearts, including difficulty deploying older characters on the battlefield and strengthening these older characters, are already on the schedule. And there it is, buffing older characters. That's something I actually suggested as well. And a lot of people line up with that. A lot of people in the community on the content creator side, as well as just regular players. It makes sense with the amount of power creep that is inevitably in this game. And for how far they pushed their character design to the fact that they do so much, it makes sense that they will go back to the older characters and give them something a little bit close to catch up. Now, they didn't specify what exactly that was. I don't think strengthening would be good if they just changed some numbers on the back end, but basically kept their kits the same. I think there should be a meaningful buff that interacts with the mechanics and the newer characters here. Allow these characters to be able to interact in ways they would. Like, Super Break wasn't a thing for Seeley, so maybe she can get involved with that, or maybe follow-up. Imagine Seeley being a proper alternative to a follow-up team. That'd be pretty cool. Or imagine Jing Liu finally getting back in the spotlight here, being stronger, or maybe Yang Qing, especially since in the story they're definitely pushing Yang Qing to be a lot stronger like their predecessors. This is a very good thing, and it's not the only gacha game that has done it. Fate Grand Order is one of those few games that actually strengthen their older characters regardless of their rarity. Granted, only the players that chose to walk into hell would know that, but also the original Arknights has gone back and strengthened multiple of their characters with different missions and quests. Not only are we learning more about the character through these strengthening quests, so to speak, we're also strengthening them. It makes sense. Give them a storyline, learn more about them, and they become stronger. It's something that every player can get behind, and it's something that gives people a goal. Now that people that actually played this game early on, or picked up a character because they were cool at the time and didn't realize how the landscape would change, isn't suddenly punished because they decided, oh, I really like Jing Liu and people keep saying she's the best DPS, so I better get her. Yeah, we definitely gotta own some responsibility on that, and I'm glad the devs are taking positive steps, but this is not a guarantee. We have no idea what they're going to do. We have no idea how they're going to implement these changes. They could implement them incorrectly, but that's where I want you guys to come in. What do you all think about all these changes? Are you happy from what you hear about the devs from Honkai Star Rail, or are you a bit jaded and not really expecting too much? And of course, thank you so much to our top supporters for this month. Without you and your support, none of this will be as possible in this current form. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button, and of course, I'll see you on the next one. Later.